Arun and his classmates had come on a school trip to the ancient Rudradurg, a fort full of forgotten stories. Majestic sandstone walls stretched towards the sky, decorated with intricately carved arches and balconies. Saffron flags fluttered in the breeze, whispering tales of a glorious past. As Arun stepped off the yellow school bus, his eyes widened with wonder. He'd heard legends about this place, but seeing it in person was something else entirely. It felt like stepping into a history book. The teacher gathered the students, her voice echoing in the vast courtyard. She led them through sun-drenched corridors, pointing out ancient murals and explaining the fort's history. But Arun, always curious, lagged behind the group. He wasn't just looking, he was observing. His fingers traced the shapes of stone elephants carved into a pillar, and the delicate floral patterns that seemed to bloom from the walls. He imagined kings and queens walking these very halls. That's when he saw it. Tucked away near the floor was a single brick that seemed different from the rest. It had a faint, almost imperceptible blue glow around its edges. Arun looked over his shoulder. The rest of the class had already turned a corner. His heart beat a little faster. He reached out and pushed the glowing brick. At first, nothing happened. He pushed a little harder, and with a soft grinding sound, a section of the wall slid open, revealing a dark, secret tunnel. A cloud of shimmering golden dust swirled out, dancing in the sliver of sunlight. His curiosity won over his caution. With one last glance around to make sure no one was watching, Arun squeezed through the opening and stepped into the unknown. The air inside was cool and smelled of earth and something else, something ancient and magical. The tunnel wasn't completely dark. The walls were covered in old Indian symbols that glowed with a soft, ethereal light. He saw beautiful mandalas, lotus flowers, and strange, elegant script he didn't recognize. It felt like walking through a forgotten dream. He followed, the gentle glow deeper and deeper, the sounds of his classmates fading away until he reached a small, circular chamber. In the very center, placed carefully on a stone pedestal, was a beautiful bronze jar. It was shaped like a traditional Indian kalash, covered in stunning golden modular engravings. A few faint blue cracks near the lid pulsed with a soft light. Arun whispered to himself, "This looks ancient." He felt an irresistible pull towards it. He carefully lifted the jar from its pedestal. It was heavier than it looked and warm to the touch. As soon as his fingers closed around it, the ground began to shake violently. Dust and small rocks started falling from the ceiling of the tunnel. The entrance he'd come through was collapsing. Panic set in. Clutching the precious jar tightly to his chest, Arun turned and ran as fast as his legs could carry him. He scrambled out of the opening just as a huge chunk of rock sealed it shut behind him forever. He leaned against the wall, his heart pounding, breathing heavily. He was safe, and he still had the jar. Finding a quiet spot behind a large pillar, Arun sat down to catch his breath. He looked at the jar in his hands, now covered in dust from his escape. He brushed some of it off with his sleeve, then rubbed a particularly dirty spot on its curved surface to see the engravings. Underneath, the moment his hand moved across the metal, a huge burst of brilliant blue and gold smoke erupted from the jar's opening. It wasn't ordinary smoke. It swirled and twisted into beautiful, complex modular patterns. Arun scrambled backward, his eyes wide with disbelief. The smoke coalesced, forming the figure of a magnificent, larger-than-life genie. He had glowing royal blue skin, wore a majestic purple vest, and had golden cuffs on his arms. With a long, curled ponytail and a huge, booming laugh, he stretched dramatically. Azadi. After centuries, Zugo is free. Arun could only stare, completely shocked but also amazed. He stammered. And the genie, Zugo, floated down to his level, his lower body a mesmerizing swirl of smoke. He laughed again, a warm and friendly sound. "Yes, young Master Arun, you awakened me, and for that, I am eternally grateful." Arun, still trying to process what was happening, shook his head. "I didn't mean to. I was just cleaning the jar." Zugo bowed low, a grand and dramatic gesture. That is exactly how genie magic works. A rub, a wish, a friendship begins. Hearing the faint sound of his teacher calling his name, Arun quickly hid the jar in his backpack. "You have to stay secret, please," he whispered urgently. Zuko smiled warmly. "As you wish, my friend," in a flash of blue and gold light. The mighty genie transformed back into swirling model of smoke and flowed gracefully back into the bronze jar. Arun zipped up his backpack, a secret smile playing on his lips as he rejoined his class. He knew, with absolute certainty, that this was the beginning of a magical journey, one that would change his life forever. Thanks for watching. If you loved this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more magical adventures. See you next time.